Let's everybody in the building.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feeling? Everybody can hear good?
Yeah, hell good. Yeah.
Good. Everything's good.
Yes, sir. Well, like always, welcome back to Spark That Talk podcast. It's your boy Jones.
And your boy Jay Latta.
Yes, sir. Today we sitting right here with Randy Savvy, a.k.a. Compton Cowboys.
I like the boy, man.
Yes, sir.
Right now I got my Compton Cowboys fitted on. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, hold on, I gotta get my vibe. Let me throw my cowboy hat on right quick.
You do that.
I'm gonna have to cop me one of those.
What, a cowboy hat or what?
Nah, Compton Cowboys hat.
Oh yeah.
Now we more like it, baby.
That's right.
Now we in the vibe. Nah, we got the vibe. Now we talking.
Yeah, niggas need them Compton Cowboy hats, one time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. You just get them things online, everything online.
Yeah.
.com. You know what I mean? Website.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So what's really good, Randy? Say what's going down over there, my boy. Tell me what's going on.
Man, everything is happening. It's an incredible day. Today is April 28th officially. We got our publishing date. It's live. We just launched these bad boys today. We got the Compton Cowboys official hardcover copy, published by William Morrow Books at HarperCollins. It's out today worldwide. This is 3 years in the making. Incredible work by our whole team to get this done, and I'm holding it in my hand, and it's just a special moment, and we celebrating. We celebrating big vibes. You know what I'm saying? And we love that fact that we also have the Young Readers edition, which is
that's
for the kids.
That's for the kids.
Yeah, it's for the young. It's for what we call young readers, which is middle to high school. The reading audience, So this is one that would be in the schools, in the school text, school libraries, you know what I'm saying?
So tell us what's the difference between the books then if you have another version. Is it like the wording is different? Easier to read?
It's just a little bit different wording. It's a more, the young readers edition is a little redacted as far as the vulgarity of the like in music when you have the explicit content version and you have the clean version.
Right.
So, I would equate it to that. The regular book is just, the full blown, original text, explicit as it may come, very edgy, very off the wall. And then the young readers kind of redact some of the really hardcore, vulgar, edgy stuff of it. But, we're unapologetic about the vulgarity, because that's the whole point, right? Like we're these edgy cowboys, you know what I'm saying? We coming from a different side of the track, you know what I mean? So Our book is a little bit more wild. You got gangster references in there, you got hoods in there, you got stuff.
Well, before you get too deep in that, fam, tell the people first off who don't really know about the Compton Cowboys in the first place, let them know who y'all are, where y'all from, and what y'all got going on over there before we dive too deep in the book.
Absolutely. So Compton Cowboys is a collective of lifelong friends that grew up together riding in the Compton Junior Posse, which is a nonprofit youth organization founded by my auntie, Maisha Akbar, back in 1988. The sole purpose of that was to use horseback riding and keep kids off the streets and again, I was founded in 88. And so the Compton Cowboys represents essentially like we are an alumni club of that organization. We're all grown-ups now, but we were kids. That was the organization we rode together in. We all basically got our equestrian background, lifestyle, all together in the Compton Junior Posse. So the Compton Cowboys represents a collective of different individuals that came in one point or another over a certain generation of kids that came through the program. So now we're all grown-ups in our 20s and 30s, and we just decided we wanted to pay it forward to the next generation of kids. So we just adapted a new modern model of how to keep it going, make the cowboy cool and dope and fresh, but also while continuing that same messaging of community uplift, togetherness, positivity, and agriculture and nature and environmental love. So that's what it's all about.
Nice. Now, the book has officially hit the streets. What was the process of this book like? When did you guys decide it was time to write a book?
Well, we started, I remember one of our first big media breaks was New York Times story that was done in 2018 by our boy now, who is also the author of our book, Walter Thompson-Hernandez. He reached out through Instagram, random, cold call type situation, like, hey man, I grew up in the area. I used to love seeing you guys riding around on the horses, and I just got hired at the New York Times, and I'm the only melanated face in the building over here, if you will, so he's over at the Times where, the Times don't hire young niggas, you know what I'm saying, to be reporters out there on the front line. So he was just a young cat in the culture like us, but he just happened to be over at the New York Times, which is obviously a major media platform, if not the biggest major media platform in the United States. And he was like, man, I want a story that represents where I'm from and what I'm on, what I'm all about. So he reached out with that, and I was like, absolutely, man, we let's do something. So he came through. He just came through, taking pictures, getting our story, getting our information, and he got our story published in the New York Times. We got a full page with our lead in off of the front main page. So it was like a really special story that was there, and that was a big thing for us. So that got us a big swarm of energy, and included in that energy was a lot of book publishers spread the story and was like, man, this will be incredible as a book story, as a book. So a lot of book deals started coming down the pipeline, and we went back and forth and took the best one that we felt would be the best for our story with the best team, and that's what we did. So we just started working there, just hanging out with our, the author ended up getting signed to a book deal, and with all of us together, and he's represented by an agency, and he just started spending time with us, just getting our story, taking pictures, hanging out with us, basically like a fly on the wall, getting an insight, everyday life of what it was to be in the Compton Cowboys and what the whole culture is, the lifestyle, the members, the backstory, and all that. So he spent about a year with us, just hanging out, doing that, collecting, and then started putting it together, and we went through a whole process of just going back and forth over the pictures and what the book would say. But it's pretty much his process. He's a writer, so that's what he does. He submitted a text to the publisher, and we just went through the whole process. It was really, really special process, just doing business and creative together. And as a group, we did it. We nailed it.
Well, the fact that he followed you guys, I think, makes it more personal too. Because a lot of things people just maybe send a story to the author and they interpret it however they may choose. But at least he was in the field with y'all to be able to catch the real vibe of the story. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, and for us, it's all about authenticity. And I think that's what's special about the book is that it has a very candid approach. Like, his approach is basically like, I'm just here, and I'm just giving you guys an inside look on what I see in my everyday chilling with these guys. It's not like a necessarily like, oh, he's telling a story that has a very consistent, like, hey, this is the arc, it's the beginning, middle, and end, and this is the storyline. It's not like that. It's more so like a very candid profile of all the different members, how they feel, what they're thinking about, what they've been through, why the whole lifestyle is special to them. And then he kind of ties it together with just the thread is of like the mission of like horses saving us saving each other, being at the ranch, representing this different idea of cowboy, different idea of blackness, different idea of Compton, So yeah, it's a good read.
Yes, nice. Everybody watching right now, yes, it's Black Cowboys in
Absolutely.
the center of Compton, California, in the Richland Farms. You understand?
Sir.
Now, Randy, I like how you said you guys were unapologetic with the structure of the book and basically the story of the Compton Cowboys, which I kind of like, because if it wasn't authentic like that, then it's like it's not you and it becomes fake, and no one really gets to know and dig deep into wanting to read the book or wanting to get to know you guys on a personal level through this book. From my experience with the Compton Cowboys, And I'm pretty sure we all know this, and a lot of people thought that you guys were just, all right, some black cowboys that ride horses in the hood. But it's not even like that. It's not even just bringing kids and showing them a way by riding these horses, staying away from the streets. You guys are actually in the streets working and helping the community build it up. And I mean, we know firsthand from that, from vibing with you guys and collaborating with you guys on one instance, and it was like, man, these dudes really are in the streets helping the community. It's not they just right here just riding horses. It's not just that. It's not just inviting people to hop on horses. It's like, yo, we're getting our hands dirty, just like how everybody else in the community should.
Absolutely
help this community, you know. So that's what I like about y'all, man. And I'm so happy and proud about your book. Now that this is the opening, did you guys? I mean, was there a lot of sales that happened today, or do you think it's going to come through within the next few weeks?
The publisher is handling all the numbers on the back end, and so there was a pre-order that was available for about the last 6 months, I believe. I have to get that timeline right. And then that's out officially now. So there's now publishing dates, sales and stuff that are happening. So we'll get all the quarterly reports from the publisher. When all that stuff comes in, they'll monitor. We're not monitoring that in real time every day. At least I'm not on my end. They probably are. But we're getting a lot of. I was looking at our social numbers today. It was going crazy.
Going berserk.
Yeah, just going berserk. I mean, we do a lot of. We're really big on marketing, so we put a lot of content out, and the stuff we put out today for the publisher for the release date of the book is getting a lot of response. I put something up at 6 a.m. this morning, and it's already got 5,000 likes and 150 comments and a bunch of reshares and reposts. So, it's going crazy, and we're excited. I think it's doing well. I think it's going to do very well. I mean, we're shooting for a New York Times bestseller list. That's the type of shit that we own. Our publisher is the same publishing company that did the book Hidden Figures, which they ended up adapting into a movie that Taraji P. Henson starred in with Octavia Spencer. A couple of other. I think what's her name? It was Taraji, Octavia, and I forget the other girl who was the star. But that movie was very well.
Hidden Figures, the one when they were
the astronaut, working for NASA, working for space. Yeah,
I saw that movie.
So the writer who did that book is we published our book with the same publisher, and actually that writer gave us our opening review comment on the cover. You see Margot Lee Shetterly. She says, "Eye-opening, moving book." It's at the top right there.
Who's the author of the book? Shout him out.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Walter Thompson-Hernandez. Man, he's a educated young man from the area. Representing the Latino vibes. His family is all from Mexico, and then he got from the United States, his pops, and it's funny. Coincidentally, his dad is a professor at Occidental College who I knew. Professor Thompson, and that's an interesting connection that we didn't even recognize at first until it kind of came up, and he was like, "Man, you might know my dad," and I was like, "What?" And I ended up knowing that's Professor Thompson. He teaches Black Studies at Occidental College. You know what I mean? So he's a dope dude. He's just a kid like us coming up from the hood, coming up in the hood. Kind of halfway. He got the whole immigrant experience though too. You know what I'm saying? Because he's first gen over here making it happen. But he just from Linwood, and he was like, "Man, I wanna do my story about something that's real." So he ended up going to, I think, am I correct saying that he went to Stanford? And he ended up getting his journalism degree and all that. And he's like, "Man, I want to, he ended up getting hired at the New York Times, young ethnic boy, you know what I mean, representing." So he wanted to do something that was authentic to his life, and so this is what he did. So he did our first story, got well received, ended up getting a book deal off of that, got the book deal done, wrote the book. Now we got the book out. Now I'm sitting here, and it's in our hands 3 years later. So major love to Walter, man. Good dude, man. Good dude.
So where can they find the book at right now? Amazon?
On our website, yeah. You can Google it. It's gonna pop up everywhere because it's available at all retailers. So we got hardcovers, we got the e-reader, and we have audio books as well. All that's nice. On all platforms, whether it's Google or Audible or Apple Music, Barnes and Nobles, all those typical spots you might see it. Kindle, Amazon.
Did you guys, as a Compton Cowboys, did you guys have like a big say in the book, or was he just, like you said, he was going off of just like watching you guys on a daily basis and basically writing this, or did you guys get to do interviews with it, or kind of structure the book the way you guys wanted it to?
Well, our whole style, and me as the managing member of the crew, my whole style, with all of our projects is to have executive oversight of everything that comes out with our name on it. But at the same time, my style is to be very supportive of the creative process. So, as an author and a writer, my thing is, to let him do his thing, right? How he sees fit, and then I'll review for, make edits, general edits and stuff. But it's not for me, it's like, it's not my intention on my place to come in and kind of like, over micromanage his work, because this work is a representation of his perspective, and everybody sees things different, and speaks and communicates different about what they see. So I didn't want to go in and be like, oh, I don't take this out, or don't say this like this. I just, he's a writer. He writes books. He has a certain perspective on it, and he wrote what he saw, and we went through it before it came out. So that's just how it goes. It has his name on it as the author, so that's what we want. I wanted to make sure we stay true to that.
So with that free range that he had, you are 150%, 200% satisfied and happy with the way the book came out.
Yeah, correct? I have no complaints. Okay. I have no complaints about it.
So in the book so far, like, can you give us a story or something that's in the book that, like, the people would be really interested in? You know what I mean?
Yeah, without giving away too much, because I want folks to really dig into it. But there was a moment in the book a story that talked about how the police killed one of our horses. The horse was involved. This a common story that we all know too often and feel too often of being antagonized by law enforcement, and the whole kind of story of Black and browns being gunned down in the street by the police, and so that theme is consistent with, even in, coincidentally with the horses, to have a horse that was gunned down in the streets by the police is really wild, and it's heart wrenching, it's eye opening. It just speaks to a lot of deeper issues between the streets and law enforcement and different.
Without giving away too much on that, was somebody riding them, or it was just out there?
The horse got out and got hit by a car. And there's supposed to be a whole process about how you deal with injured animals in the streets.
All right, stop. This dude Jones is trying to dig in too much. He ain't trying to cop the book, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's a good little. I mean, there's a lot of.
And then, can you tell us what happens on paragraph 5? Like,
it's all good.
I don't want to get no spoilers.
It's all good.
I'm just trying to put the in my head right now, because I want to know, was it someone riding or not? Because
So like I said, I'm not gonna give away too much because I want everybody to go and read it. But the horse was got out, and got hit by a car, and there's supposed to be a whole process with how you deal with injured animals, right, in the streets, whether you're dealing with animal control, and they have a whole process. And it ended up, unfortunately, going all the way left and being handled by the police in the streets. And
So will we see any stories like of the members, like they come up, or like they struggles, they trials and tribulations? Will we see anything like that in the book?
Exactly, that's what it is. Okay. It profiles various groups, members of the group, and their backstory and their lifestyle, and how they ended up becoming a cowboy, being from the hood, being from Compton.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So, Randy, Savvy, what's been going on with you during the quarantine? How y'all holding up over there? How's the ranch? How the lifestyle? I know a lot of shit done slow down right now for a lot of things. So how's that for y'all right now?
Man, interestingly, it's been very good for us. As far, how do I phrase it? Because, it was starting to there's been some hardships, and there's been some beautiful moments in it, and I think we're balancing that pretty well. But overall, the energy is good and everybody feels good. It got rough for us a little bit at first because, you know, the economics and finances of running the ranch took a hit, obviously, with the whole lockdown, shutdown situation happening. But luckily, we got community members. You know, that's where Dr. Dre stepped in and made a major play to make sure the horses in the ranch could stay open for at least a year with providing funding, you know, just from us having our name out there and me working in the streets trying to get with them. And, you know, because it's all about, you know, community. It's all about the city of Compton, if anything. So that's just a testament to, like, how the city of Compton, when you, that pride and that community feeling of it, like, you know, even him not even ever meeting me, just right. Like, here, man, y'all, I don't want y'all to close down. Here goes some funding. Make sure y'all feed the horses and keep the legacy and the story alive was major. So that was like, you know, there's been a bunch of beautiful moments.
That's definitely big. In the quarantine. We need people like that in the street. So shout out to Dr. Dre for that, bro, because
big shout out to Dre, man.
If you from a city and you repping that city and you in a position, I feel like it's always right to do what you can for the city. And obviously he sees something special, something positive, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need more attention on, you know what I'm saying? Take the teacher from all the bullshit and understand there's still positivity going on within these neighborhoods, because we all know the pictures painted bad for cities like Compton, Long Beach, anywhere in LA County. The picture's always painted from the hood perspective. You know what I'm saying? So we know that there's also activities and programs within these communities that are positive. Is definitely major and it's big, and it needs to continue in the world, bro, in general, because in times like this, I feel like we being put to a real test right now. You as a person being put to the test, people around you being put to a test. It's like, are you going to be able to withstand something this bad? So when this is over, we can understand that we bigger, we better. We know how to be kind to our neighbors, help each other instead of it just being a me type thing. And I think this is big, and that shows that right there.
Yeah, yes, I mean, on that point, exactly. It's like us having to be forced to basically stay home and not go anywhere, which our home for most of us is the ranch. You know, I live here. Most of them, our family lives here, and then a few other members live here and around here. And this is the only place we've had to have each other, and it's actually brought us closer together as a unit. Made us a lot more in tune with the ranch and the horses and the animals, and just have another level of appreciation for being able to be outside. And be in nature, and you know, because my heart goes out to all the people that are cooped up in apartments or little units, and they don't have nowhere to go and nothing to do, and that's driving a lot of people crazy. So really, again, that's been a silver lining, is like this coronavirus shutdown, stay home measures has actually made us even more spiritually in tune with just each other in the world. And it's been actually really refreshing to not have to be on the hustle and bustle. Because, you know, when you're living in the big city and you're trying to grind and provide for your family and all these things, you just get so lost in the shuffle every day, and you don't even get time to really sit down and appreciate, like you said, your neighbor, appreciate some good cooked meal, home cooked, or appreciate.
People don't know their neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, you know, like now people starting to know their neighbors, bro, or like, you know, appreciate some food that's cooked, or appreciate just being able to sit outside and feel the breeze. You know how often.
Speaking of cooked, everybody tap in with the man below. Big Poppy's Cookies. He's out here making
bro
for the world. I need all y'all to know, Big Poppy's Cookies. This man has taken his time during this hectic stay-home measures. Has created some of the best cookies to comfort your soul. Make sure to tap in with that boy J Latta.
Big appreciate it.
Cookies, and he will get you right.
Big Papa's Cookies, man. I'm definitely gonna hit you after this on that.
Trust me, bro. This shit will melt in your mouth and in your hands, bro. I promise you that.
I'm gonna order as soon as we get off of this meeting. I'm serious, because my you know, I just had my second son, and his
shout out to him. Shout out to Verse.
Yeah, my baby Verse, and he's 4 days old now. But his mom, you know, she loved her some sweets and some cookies and all that. So she gonna love it if I just put in a good order for her. So
hey, I got you, brother.
So yeah, but we were talking about just being able to appreciate the little things that we take for granted, being in the big city hustle and bustle all the time. I feel like this has been so good for just slowing down life and making you appreciate those things that we take for granted. And that's been the silver lining of all of this is, just slow down, appreciate humanness, appreciate nature, appreciate time together and time with the kids because our kids need us. We always got passing our kids off or being gone from our kids because we're trying to hustle, which is crazy, the irony of it all. But, for us to be able to now have time to be with the kids is so good. Watching movies with them, playing with them, letting them learn. It's been so good. And then for me personally, I've been recording music and all that stuff and just I've been grinding because, I work. I love to work and I run my own businesses and I work for myself. So I've been able to still work because of the way I set up my business models. I do a lot of stuff from home anyway. Right. So I've been still working. I've been working on getting all my admin together for all of my companies, getting caught up on finances and record keeping and documentation, and then recording music, man. And even that this quarantine actually sat me down to make me focus on music because that's all I had as an outlet to do anything fun and exciting. So I recorded music and I ended up, like I said, we got the whole connection with Dre, but now I'm sitting here. Now I'm a developing artist with Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying?
Congrats on that.
Thank you, man. So it's been great to just, man, if it wasn't for quarantine, I would have still been trying to search and see what I'm doing, a little bit lost and focus with my music, but being just locked down basically made me zone in, and I was able to catch a wave, catch a stride, and I recorded a whole album.
People take this time and do just that. Tap into your inner whatever you good at. You know what I'm saying? Like if you at home on the weekends, you can't go out, you ain't going to the clubs no more, you ain't doing this, doing that, and the third. It's time to tap into what you got going on because in the time like this shows us that even if you are still lucky to be employed, things can go south. You know what I'm saying? And if we all can use our creativity and build our own things, we can always have something to bounce back with and not feel down and out and feel like you're worthless. So that's to everybody. If y'all need motivation, right now you probably at home wondering what's going to happen next. You know something. Somebody told you, oh, I like when you do this. I like when you did that. Tap into that right there, and that's what's going to spread, and people going to mess with it. And shout out to you, fam, and keep dropping them bangers. Like, I ain't going to get no info out on that, family, but.
Yeah, I got some jams going, and I got some more coming, but I'm just excited for somebody so iconic as Dre to say that they like my music and to believe in it and actually go further to say they want to work with me and to start working together on making my music career move forward, man. That's just, that's priceless, and that's the blessing, and that's, truthfully, that's what that was one of my goals with the Compton Cowboys platform being built up, was like I knew because I've been doing music for a long time, and I've been struggling with trying to figure out what direction to go. Sometimes you get lost and run into roadblocks and stuff. But I knew once the Compton Cowboys concept kind of came up, I was like, man, this could be a great opportunity to build a platform to launch the music. So I built it up. I knew I would get recognition from local leaders and people in the city that's doing major shit, including the Dre's. I knew one day Dre would holler at me. That's what's crazy. Like I felt it in my spirit, and I was working actively towards it in these streets, and to get a phone call from him directly to my phone. And for him to say, yo, this is my line, save me direct, like, let's get grinding, that's just major, man. So, I'm just humbled by that. And I'm just enjoying, honestly, I'm taking the time to enjoy just whatever that's out there to enjoy.
That's what's up.
Now, since you did just have a child, fam, recently, last couple of days, during the quarantine, what was the experience at the hospital, fam, if you don't mind telling us? Because the stories I'm hearing is that if you go in, you can't leave. Only one person can go in. You can't leave until the baby's born. Can you give us the rundown?
My hospital experience was actually pretty flawless. I was shout out to Torrance Memorial Hospital out in Torrance. It was a great hospital experience. I've had both my babies there, and both times it was great. The people are nice, and they're so clean and organized and fast. And my babies came in, and they got us off pretty soon. But I was there. We got there in labor, and yeah, it was pretty standard, I would say. It was hardly, to my surprise, there was hardly anybody in the hospital. But they had the whole protocol of wearing a mask and no extra guests, like only mommy and daddy. And so I was there over the course of a weekend. Went in on Friday. She popped them out.
Nice.
In the middle of the day, and then we was there for 2 days. We had great service the whole time, food and nurses coming in and out, making sure everything was good. From top to bottom, the experience was flawless. And so a big shout out to that hospital, and I see why they're so high rated. Big shout out to those folks and all those nurses over there. So I have both my babies there, and now they both at home right now. They at home right now, eating and and whining.
That's great, bro. This quarantine, it's hit a lot of people, but I'm so glad, and we are blessed that it hasn't really affected us at a bad point right now. I mean, look at you and your individual accolades that you just mentioned. But to hop off that and to kind of get back to the Compton Cowboys, what now? I mean, once this stay-at-home thing is done with, what now? Like, you guys brought out a book. You guys have a documentary or maybe a movie series coming, TV show coming out. Who knows? I don't know if you have anything in the works.
We got a band. I can't wait because we got projects in the cut. We got stuff loaded up in the chamber that we're ready to drop out. We did another big ad campaign with Adidas that we still got to drop for their global team. We did a campaign for the Shelto SS20 Superstar, which is going to be coming out once this thing is over. We had it queued up, and then right at the last minute that we pulled it so we could focus on messaging around coronavirus.
You thinking about a documentary anytime in the near future?
Well, we actually have a feature film in development right now with Fox Searchlight Pictures. It's a real movie coming out. I'm executive producing. The script actually just got turned in last week, so we're with the major team. The studio is against Fox Searchlight, who did 12 Years a Slave. They did Birdman. They did Shape of Water. They actually have, in the last 6 years, they've won Best Picture, the Oscar for Best Picture 3 times. So they're like the New England Patriots of filmmaking,
right?
Basically a black hood western. I don't think that's ever been done.
Yeah, no, it hasn't ever. So that's what's exciting about it, is because it's something truly original and fresh that we're working on. So that's the studio is Fox Searchlight Pictures. Actually, they go by Searchlight now. They're no longer the Fox sold all the media assets to Disney, so they no longer have the Fox moniker. It's just Searchlight Pictures now. And so that's the studio that's doing all the distribution and doing the deal. That's what we did our deal with. The producer of the film is Lynette Howell Taylor, who produced A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, and she also produced the Oscars in the 2020 Oscars. And the writer who's doing the screenplay is Prentice Penny, who also does Insecure, the TV show on HBO.
So once this thing is lifted, once this stay at home is lifted, you guys already got something lined up. A bunch of stuff lined up.
Yeah, we big booming, like I said, especially now with Dre getting involved, and my next major project focus is going to be my album, and then while all that's happening, we're pretty much midway through my 5-year entertainment strategy that I launched on my vision board 2017 to 2022. We had a year by year entertainment strategy that we would attack a different lane each year and compounded until by 2022 we will be fully saturated across the entertainment space, from media to branding, film, TV, music, literature, product, marketing, merchandising and product. So we're about halfway through that now. We've done media. We've done so many just features on all these different magazines and newspapers and things. In the next year was fashion. So 2019 was a big year for fashion. We worked with a lot of major brands, including like Zara and Louis Vuitton and different things like that. And obviously Adidas and a few others. And then
big boy business going on. That's what's going
on. Big shit popping. So now in 2020 is the focus. We're gonna focus on the book this year. The book is out now. We're going to focus all year on just press and, events and all these things surrounding the book. Even in quarantine, we're lining up some virtual events and stuff. So 2020, we're focusing on literature, which is the book. 2021 is going to be all music. So my album will come out top of the year, ideally. In 2021, I'm going crazy with the music. I'm doing videos. I'm touring. I'm using that as a platform to get the music, the story out there. And then 2022 will be film. and television. So we'll likely launch release our feature film in theaters worldwide in 2020, top 2022, and then use that to spin off into television, scripted television and unscripted television, and then use that to dive into product and all this stuff to sell more merchandise and action figures and brands and all these different things. So it's like a multifaceted empire kind of mogul status shit that I'm trying to build, because I look at cats like what Jay-Z did with Rockefeller, or what Puff did with Bad Boy, what Drake did with Aftermath, and then with Beats and Apple. And those guys built incredible business models just using the music, or just using their clout in the industry to leverage opportunities. So that's just, I look at what those guys did all together, and I kind of pick and pull the best of all of their strategies, because all those guys are different. Puff is real in your face, flashy. He's the front of everything. He's the mastermind. He's the ID. He's the mouthpiece. Hove is more of like the calculated kind of mad scientist, where he's kind of like, I'm in the back. I pop out when I want to. I chill when I want to. But I'm involved in very.
Want to see me, but in the meantime, I'm in the back making mad plays.
Yeah, and he pops out when he needs to make a statement and actually remind people that he is the operation. He's the brains of the operation. And then Dre is just straight up like, I'm music, I'm business, I'm entertainment, I'm all these things. Like, I was once this and now I'm that, and I'm gonna show you how to, achieve mogul status at the highest level. He went from producing music to being an artist to using that artistry to start a label with, then we sign other artists and make a bunch of other superstars. Then use that to become a business and company product, man. Did Dre Beats, sold Beats to Apple for $3 billion a few years back. Now he's doing all kind of other stuff. He just re-released the Chronic albums for streaming, so that's a whole new deal with the streaming services.
Speaking of that, bro, I was listening to that the past few days too.
Man, bumping. It's incredible to have so many hits and timeless songs on one body of work. Like,
and I think that's what it is, man. I was really able to really listen to it, like really for the first time.
As a grown up, yeah.
You just listen to some of the hitters, you know what I'm saying, that come on the radio. This is my first time really getting into the album, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm actually glad with technology now we got the capability of doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to necessarily go find somebody with the album. We literally can go get it on the internet, and I'm lucky that I was able to even vibe with that, because that shows us we're gonna be able to share this timeless music with our kids too, bro, and keep that moving. I think that's the beautiful thing about music. So, especially, like, I ain't gonna get too much, like, from what I've been able to sneak peek from your stuff. Yeah,
man. It's a whole nother vibe that's going on. I love modern technology. I love all this shit. Like, I recorded my album in my studio solo. You know what I'm saying? Like, just with having my own setup. Like, I recorded a full album with everything you hear is my work. Like, I got my beats sent in from my boys, but I rearranged the tracks and did all this shit, recorded myself, mixed myself down, bounced it out. And, from me start doing that, I have like Dre's blessing, you know what I mean? So it's like, without my technology, I would have been forced to wait on studios to open and open.
And all that.
To be a fully self-sufficient musician in 2020 is just incredibly powerful, even all the way up to like distribution. If you want to, you can sit there on your own, record a full-length album, do all your marketing and all your distribution and your administration solo, just from right here sitting in front of your computer. And but we're trying to go big, so we're gonna try to put it together major with the majors and shit. But man, it's going on. So, we about coming out of quarantine, that's what's going on, man. We got more branding, more product and fashion stuff, but we got music and television and TV and film.
Well, y'all obviously got a lot loaded in the chamber, fam, and I know when they open back up, y'all gonna continue to make the waves y'all been making. So obviously y'all got a lot of stuff popping. Y'all everywhere and anywhere right now. So right now, before we tap out of here, bro, just you got some words for the people in this time right now. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people out here hungry and need. We got people who's at home going through crazy anxiety, depression. I'm hearing a lot of alcoholism cracking off, fucking domestic violence. Like, you got anything to say to the people right now who may be going through some things at this moment, you feel me, before we get out of here?
Yeah, to all the people out there, it's all about, we got to find a way to look inward and look to each other in these hard times to keep our head, because life just has been shifted upside down. And just because it's different and we have less opportunities to be out and about doesn't mean that life sucks. It actually could be a blessing and a silver lining in it if we just make it that, you know what I'm saying? Because modern society has forced us all to be in this nonstop shuffle, and we know we all, can easily be lost in that. So like, take this time to, appreciate time with your loved ones, appreciate time with those kids. Even if they're driving you crazy, it's still a beautiful thing to be with them, because, everybody don't have their parents. A lot of us grew up without one of our parents or two of our parents. So that's beautiful. Take time to go outside and look at the sky and the trees and the stars, and just see all the simple things that you overlook, because those things are important. And, I feel like if you just could take the time and say, you know what, I'm going to just reflect on, and focus on the simple things in life, I think you'll find it to be a lot less stressful than you imagine it at this moment. You know what I mean? Like, and, obviously the economy is suffering and people's pockets is hurting and stuff like that. Look out for each other, feed each other, look up the different resources that's out there to get food and get help. But it's all about community. That's the whole idea of community. I think this is what the biggest takeaway from all of this is. It's like, we have to understand what it means to be a community. Community is a collective of people together, or, whether it's proximity or together by ideas, but people focused on helping each other and uplifting. And if we don't have community now, this is the time to, let's say, okay, damn, we need each other. Let's build community. Let's, you got rice, I got beans, blah, blah, blah. You got time, you got your kids from this time to that time, I'll do this. Or how can I help you? I can help you fix your car. Can you help me fix my lights, my electronics? Like, we could go back to that old school system of barter, for the time being, because money ain't really nothing but a tool to help you get what you need.
That's what a lot of people trade mechanism. Money's a wild object. And
it is.
Like this, it shows us all how fast that shit can either get snatched away or taken away. And now you got to rely on your resources.
Because it really ain't nothing but a trade mechanism to help you get the things that you actually want and need. So money is like a middleman. If you could skip past the money and get to what you need.
I'm not about to dive deep in it because I know Jay got to go. But at the end of the day, they pulled $2 trillion out of thin blue sky. So
I mean, we make money. Money is man-made. You just make it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, at the end of the day, they talking about there ain't no money for this, that, and the third is all shenanigans.
Yeah.
That's what be stressing the world out.
Yeah.
Really tapping into that, and yet you pull $2 trillion. I'm hearing they about to drop another $500 billion. So you don't tell me you can't feed the homeless and get these streets cleaned up in LA. Like it's work to me. Like y'all, it's all cap.
Yeah, I'm just glad that, all this stuff is on the front line for everybody to see. And I think this is going to reshuffle a lot of the way that we do business and politics and just community and everything. All that. So, yeah.
Absolutely. But
anyway, y'all go get the books. Yeah. You got the main one, Compton Cowboys. Then you got the Young Readers Edition if you got some younger kids that want to, read. It's a good opportunity in quarantine to get your read on. We all need to read a book, so go ahead and do that. And we appreciate the support from
I'm gonna cop your book, Compton Cowboys book, and I'm gonna cop Reza Islam's book, bro.
I read Reza's book. Yeah, it's definitely worth reading.
2 people out of the Richland Farms, Compton, California, making maneuvers out here. So
you know what else is worth? You know what else is worth, bro? These damn cookies. Yes. Get at me, Savvy.
I'm gonna hit you. Matter of fact, Justin, text me that number, text me Jay's number right after this. I'm gonna put in the order for sure.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be the best cookies you ever tried.
You got chocolate chip?
It's gonna be the best cookies you ever tried, bro.
You got oatmeal raisin?
I'm telling you, nothing. You want chocolate chip? You get chocolate chip, bro. I'm telling you.
Round with it, bro. I'm gonna hit you.
Got you. Make sure you got a red cup with some milk in it, because it's about to get hectic.
I appreciate the recommendation, man. Y'all stay up. Compton Cowboys, man. I'm out of here.
We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, dogs.
Till next time, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Jay Latta.
Bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good episode.
Thank you, brother. Spark that
dark.
Your boy Jones.
And your boy Jay Latta in the dark car.
Yeah. And drop. I was about to tell you, turn your lights on and hit like the headlights. You know that lights up top on the roof?
Right here.
On.
Yeah, bro. It's just hella dark.
Yeah, it got dark quick.
It's because it's hella hot, and your boy been catching the tan.
Hey.
So I'm matching my clothes right now.
Before we go, drop the for the Big Poppy so people can get in contact.
Listen, if y'all don't believe me, bro, then copy yourselves. I'm on Instagram, Big Poppy's Cookies, BIG_PAPI_cookies. If you don't know how to spell cookies, don't order them because I don't let idiots eat them. Or maybe order them because maybe you'll become smarter after eating these chewy, soft. Listen, the ones I'm doing right now is chocolate chip white chocolate with macadamia nuts, and that's all I'm doing. Or you get chocolate chip, and that's it. Like every other week, I will drop a new batch, a new flavor, and then that will be the batch of the week or the batch of 2 weeks. And I'm doing only 5 orders, 6 orders a day, and I'll let you know when you can pick it up.
Absolutely. Well,
yes, sir.
I appreciate you, brother, and shout out to Randy Savage again. Compton Cowboys, y'all keep doing your thing. And until next time, it's your boy Jones.
And your boy Jay Latta.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.